Well, good morning. It's Friday morning, and I'm getting ready to head to Augusta for our Rotary District Conference. So that's the reason why we're a little bit later this morning, trying to get packed and make sure I've got everything I need for that trip. We're in Psalm 124, and this passage is very reminiscent to me of a trip where I carried a whole bunch of high school teenagers to Europe. We prepared for about 2.5 years for this trip and did fundraising. And if I remember correctly, it was about $3,000 per person. And we took a plane full of teenagers and adult workers. Good morning, Billy Boone. Good morning, Christy. To Europe. And we went to Austria, Italy, and Slovenia. And while we were in Slovenia, we had an opportunity. Let me back up. Whenever I carry students on mission trips, I don't like to do vacation mission trips. I like to do work-based mission trips. And so, but I try and incorporate in a couple play days. If it's a week long, it'll be 1 day play day. And if it's 2 weeks, we try and get a couple days or whatever. Well, because we were in Europe, and this was the first time we were not doing a missions trip to what would be considered a third world country. However, they were very emotionally starving in the places that we went. We tried to make it where they were able to get some education along the way too. Well, one of the places that we went, so I'll say, one of the places that we went in Slovenia was this Birds of Prey show. And some of these birds were indigenous to the area, and then some of them had brought in. A lot of falconeers were in that area. If you know anything about your medieval history, you'll know that falconeers were very prominent to a king's court. And so this show was amazing. Well, while they're getting ready and the guy is doing his little intro into what they're going to do, he looks up, and I don't even know how he could tell, but he looks a good ways off and he says, well, that's something. He said, hang on just a minute. And so he puts down what he was doing and he goes and he gets some kind of thing that I guess they used to call the birds in with or whatever. And it was an eagle that had just flown away like a year prior. And he saw it hovering around. And so he did his thing and did the thing, and the eagle came in and got the meat that he had on the little deal and sat on his arm and ate it or whatever. You know, he hadn't seen this thing in a year. And then the eagle took off. What amazed me was when that eagle flew in, good morning, Candy, and I think it was a rabbit that he had. That eagle destroyed that thing. I mean, there was nothing left of it. He consumed all the meat. And he was huge. When you think of birds of prey, I don't know what, unless you have physically seen one, maybe at a zoo or something like that, or you've been to a birds of prey scenario, until you have physically seen one close up, you don't realize how big these things are. This eagle was huge, man. I don't know how that guy was even able to hold it on his arm. But as the show went on, these birds were, I mean, he would throw something just minuscule, and good morning, Cassandra, and those birds would be up, I mean, it was like a mile high. They were flying around, like a little dot in the air, and they would come swooping in, and they would see that one little thing on the ground, and they swoop in and get it, a little piece of meat that he had thrown down on the ground or whatever. And he was talking about how good their vision was and how great they are in stealth mode. They can fly in and they can get their prey before the prey even knows what's happened. It's already dead or about to be dead and become supper. And so when you think about the significance of what a bird of prey can do, they are very focused and they are very on point. They know what they're doing and they know what the goal is, and they accomplish their goal. In verse 124 of Psalm 124, it says, if it had not been the Lord who was on our side, and then it goes down a list of all the things that could have happened to us. Let Israel now say, people rose against us. They would have swallowed us up. They would flood would have swept us away. The torrent would have gone over us, and then over us would have gone the raging waters. In verse 6, he says, "Blessed be the Lord, who has not given us as prey to their teeth." God has not given us as prey to the teeth of a bird of prey or a predator of prey for us to be torn apart like those carcasses of those animals that these eagles and falcons and other birds of prey that came, they even had buzzards that came in and just destroyed this meat at this show that I was in Europe. Verse 7, "We have escaped like a bird from the snare of the fowlers. The snare is broken and we have escaped. Our help is in the name of the Lord who made heaven and earth." Our help is in the name of the Lord. When you are down and out, you call on Jesus Christ. When you are up and have victory, you call out the name of Jesus Christ. He is our help in time of need, and our help is here. We don't have to get in a line and wait. We don't have to social distance. We don't have to worry about getting a receptionist from another country that doesn't even speak our language. We have direct access to God through Jesus Christ. And because of that, we do not have to worry about any predator that would come after us, because he is our helper. He is our sustainer, and he will make sure that we are okay. And guess what? If I cannot talk, the words are not coming out my mouth. If it is his designed time for us to go spend eternity with him, why would you want to spend another minute here anyway? I can't wait to spend eternity with him. And so he says, I have got you. I am your helper. I am your protector. I will guide you on this path. Just spend time with me and I'll let you know what I want you to do. So this morning, as we have been in his word, he is not a God of prey. He is a God of help. And those predators that might be trying to destroy your life and trying to destroy my life, they are nothing when God is the one who has the hands that are able to tame the predator. And he is able to hold you and hold me in those hands because he loves us and he wants the best for us. And I love you and I mean it. Have an awesome Friday. Bye-bye.